Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to our soul tribe here on Patreon. I first want to just extend a huge warm welcome to each and every one of you here, co-creating this beautiful space on Patreon along with me. I am so grateful for your love and support here and radiating all of that love and support back to you as well. So I am starting by shuffling the Energy Oracle cards deck, and I'm going to start with channeling some messages from the spirit guides, higher self, divine forces guiding the life of the divine feminine we were speaking to at the beginning of the first reading. By the way, the link to that first reading for context is in the Patreon post if you would like to listen to that first. The very first card to come out here is the Thinking Woman in the upright position. But interestingly, also the Appreciation reverse card. So instantaneously, I am picking up on a group of divine feminines. What I see in you, divine feminine, is that, first of all, there's something about your eyes coming through, like your eyes are hypnotic or mesmerizing, or a way in which you convey a lot of your soul, a lot of your energy to others without even realizing it. I feel like others are really drawn to or captivated by your eyes. If that doesn't resonate for you, I am getting this also could be equally symbolic. People feel as though they are really seen when they are around you. Really seen. I'm also hearing that you are an unconscious protector here on planet Earth. I'm sensing many divine feminines I'm picking up on may have their entire life always had this very mothering, protective energy of their inner circle. For some, you may have had younger siblings, or you may have had people around you, friends, people when you were younger growing up and into adulthood that you considered to be part of your inner circle, and you may have not realized this consciously, and others may have not realized this consciously, but the reason that these others feel so comforted and secure around you is because you are energetically protecting them. This is a really strange download and nothing like I've ever received before, but for whoever this is, I'm getting a name with an M, A, and R in it for someone as well. But for someone here, it's like you hold space, you hold a frame for others energetically by being the powerful, ancient, creative being that you are, who is thinking positively of them, kind of holding them in your frequency, and in this way stabilizing them, holding them up, acting as, it's almost as though by extension, your powerful energy and the protection around you extends to those who are close to you. But I'm also getting this very selective vibe. I feel that for many divine feminines I'm tapping into here, you might have a very small inner circle of people. It may have always been this way. You may have always been the type of person to only have a few people that were genuinely really in your circle of trust. And again, I just keep hearing rare energy, like you have a rare and special energy, which is why you've always been so selective, because even in those times you feel as though you are really focusing on yourself, your own spiritual growth and journey, you are very generous with your energy in the sense that when someone is really tied into you, really part of that inner circle, again, you are protecting them by extension of your own powerful energy. It's like there's this force field around you that extends to others, and they unconsciously feel it. I sense that potentially a lot of people would be drawn to you, which may be part of why you've always had to be so selective of who you put around you, because those who are part of that inner circle will also have the ability to have an impact on your energy as well. I'm hearing they can sometimes spread you thin, because although you are this very powerful creative being, that force field of energy, the more people you have under this kind of umbrella of energetic protection, the more people who are involved in that, it tends to cause you to feel a little bit drained or diluted. And it's as though when you get too many people very closely involved with you on a day-to-day basis, over time you start to feel as though you are energetically weakened, as though it's really difficult to find that space of clarity and peace within yourself, which is why it is so important to protect your peace at all costs and not to be hard on yourself when I'm hearing at times your own mind might label it as selfish when you have to set boundaries with certain people or really kind of pull back a bit to be with yourself. It's because you are doing so much unconscious energy work that you aren't even aware of, that's happening at this very deep subconscious level, at this fifth dimensional level. I'm also getting, with appreciation reversed in the thinking woman upright, you are so much more powerful than you've been given credit for in the past. But from the present into the future, you are going to receive an increasing amount of credit, of acknowledgement for your true power and worthiness that you've always had within you. I am sensing that many divine feminines I'm connecting with here, you may have been born into a family where your spiritual gifts or your creative talents, gifts, abilities, which of course, regardless of how it looks on the surface, it's all inherently spiritual because it's an expression of yourself. It's a physical medium through which you are sharing a part of your soul, whether it's a business, whether it's any kind of career path, whether it's starting a family, being a homemaker, whatever your path, your calling is, working with something, doing something in the physical world. This is how you are channeling pieces of your soul into physical existence. And I'm getting that in your childhood or early life, you may have found that your powerful spiritual gifts were downplayed, dismissed, or misunderstood by people in your life. These may have been teachers, friends, peers, parents. I'm getting that someone may have gone through school always feeling like, I'm hearing like an alien, like the odd one out, never quite fitting in with the popular crowd of people. Whoever I'm speaking to here, you need to know that this was intentional, that you were placed in environments where you would forget who you are. You would forget your true power because other people around you wouldn't acknowledge it, for the purpose of you experiencing optimal soul evolution through realizing your power anyway, in spite of the people around you. And I felt a little voice crack there, which can indicate that a lot of this power has to do with something being energetically activated through the throat chakra, through your voice, the way that you vocally express yourself to the world. Some of you may even use your voice through singing, through art, through some kind of expression of your words as well. But regardless, I'm getting that you were placed potentially in these circumstances on planet Earth in this lifetime where you would feel misunderstood, where you would feel as though your gifts were not appreciated or valued, because in the remembrance of those gifts and abilities, you would experience and have experienced even more soul growth than you ever could have if you had been born into circumstances that were easier, where other people around you were more supportive or understood you better, it wouldn't have pushed you to carve out that space within yourself and therefore carve a path forward for the collective in the same way. Now, I am also getting that many divine feminines I'm connecting with here in the collective, that's the words I was reaching for, may have found themselves on a conscious twin flame path as well. I know that through our YouTube channel, we do connect, many of us here, as twin flames as well, with the yin yang card coming out here upright. This card already came out twice in the first reading. For those of you coming from that first reading, you will remember that. Here it is again, a third time. A lot of potential twin flame energy coming through these readings for that group of you. But what I'm getting is, if you are someone on a conscious twin flame journey, first of all, something that you need to know, this is a download that came through recently. Meeting your twin flame, encountering your twin flame is inevitable. Working with your twin flame in some capacity. Now keep in mind, this could be at the 5D level, the energetic level, but at some point consciously connecting with your twin flame in 5D, in 3D, and working with that other divine counterparts, other components, that other aspect of your own self, your own energy fields, is inevitable for you along your twin flame, along your spiritual path that at times may merge into become what you consider to be a twin flame path, if that becomes a dominant theme or a dominant mission, a dominant part of your mission here on earth. And of course, only you can know that for sure. But what I'm getting is, it's inevitable, even if at times it feels confusing, it feels like, why did I meet this person now? Why is this situation or this person in my life that I feel so intensely connected to in a way beyond what either of us can fully wrap our physical human minds around? Oftentimes, twin flames bring a lot of chaos into each other's lives because they are meant to be that mirror, to identify to us absolutely everything within us that must be burnt down, that must be broken down in order to allow us to rise to that highest frequency version of self. But the reason I say that this is inevitable along your spiritual journey over the course of time, either consciously connecting with your twin flame in the higher realms in 5D, or connecting with your twin flame in the physical, in the 3D world. The reason is because you chose a path of radical ascension and awakening. And this path of radical awakening requires you to very quickly identify, rapid fire, all of these wounds and patterns and dynamics within yourself that are in need of clearing, that are in need of breaking down. And although this is a very challenging process at times, I'm hearing that you wouldn't have made it to this point of clearing as much as you have to be able to vibrate on the level that you are currently vibrating if you had not been connecting in some way with a higher level divine counterparts kind of energy. Caring connections in the upright position. I know that was a bit of a confusing message. I know that won't be for everyone. And that message is very new. It's something that has been a very recent download. So it's still in the process of solidifying and really coming into physical words and into place. That's why I'm sharing it first here on Patreon. But I hope that the essence of that message got through to whoever needed to hear it. With caring connections upright, what I'm really hearing is, Divine Feminine, you deserve to be materially supported in the 3D by those around you. And the more that you tap into that self-reconnection we were talking about in the first reading, that self-appreciation, the more you heal your receptive energy and allow yourself to receive from others, the more you will no longer accept unbalanced connections, regardless of the label or spiritual bond between yourself and the person. And that is a beautiful thing, because it means you've healed a very deep wound, a very deep cycle or pattern that goes so far beyond you. And in doing so, you are participating in the healing of the collective Divine Feminine. Keep your standards high is a very kind of cliche, blunt way that I feel many of your guides putting it right now. Remain in your power and love. With Woman Holding a Heart upright, you hold the reins here. You are the conscious creator of your life. So I am now going to be speaking to the Divine Masculine. So I want to know, what is the Divine Masculine thinking or feeling consciously at this time? Wow, lots of reverse cards coming out right away. Door to personal healing and happiness in the reverse position, feeling overwhelmed by emotions. Door to romance reversed, feeling locked out when it comes to love. For many masculines, they've been divinely locked out of a love situation in the physical with a feminine. For many of you in twin flame connections, this is the Divine Masculine being divinely separated from his Divine Feminine counterpart in the physical, or having this feeling of being blocked from access of her fully for the purpose of pushing him to go within himself. But I see his 3D self saying, I'm afraid that I'm losing you. I'm afraid that I've lost you, with Woman Holding a Heart in the reverse position. Or if you are still connected with this person, I see fears surfacing around the potential of losing you in the future. I feel many ascended masters that also carry strong masculine energy around this masculine in the 5D, assisting him, healing him, helping to push him forward into forward action along his spiritual path here, where I feel for a long time he was stuck in inaction. He was stuck, not moving forward along his spiritual path. Yeah, he may have even reversed some kind of new beginning with his Divine Feminine counterpart, or in his life. He may have delayed on taking action on his spiritual path in the past, because he was in this stuck energy. But now there is a feeling of urgency. This masculine is now feeling consciously, because he's being surrounded by these ascended masters, healing him, moving him into this action state. I see this masculine with the crown chakra upright, connecting with the divine, his higher self, but much of this is very unconscious. These are shifts happening through the subconscious mind, through his energy, through dreams. Dreams he may or may not actually consciously remember. But what this translates to in the physical, through his physical mind and emotions, is a feeling of urgency, a feeling of, I can't put this off any longer. What can't this masculine put off any longer? Cornucopia in the upright position, going after what I truly want. So for many divine masculines, this could be very much related to a divine feminine counterpart. This could be related to taking action in this connection, really chasing after her, flipping that runner-chaser dynamic, where he's no longer denying himself of the truth of this connection, denying himself of going after what he truly wants in love or with you, Divine Feminine, but pursuing you, pursuing this full force. For other masculines, if you aren't consciously connecting as a twin flame, this could be going after something in your life, a dream, a goal, something that is actually part of your spiritual mission and purpose here on earth. Man holding a heart in the reverse position. I have to say, I'm getting a little bit of a twinge of insecurity, jealousy, or feelings of potential competition from this card. I'm also feeling this won't connect for everyone, but for whoever this is for, I'm sensing that some masculines might have some insecurities they're working through when it comes to their work or their soul's mission here, worried that the competition will be too challenging for them to overcome. Feeling a newfound sense of longing for some kind of goal or dream that is part of their spiritual mission, but then seeing it from a perspective of lack still, as they are working on continuing to raise their vibration. So it's like they are now aware of what they desperately are longing for, what they desperately want in life or in love. But because of that desire, there is also the awareness that others have what they now want so intensely. And that might bring up feelings of competition or insecurity that again are being dissolved and worked through. But I'm also getting that for some masculines, this might specifically apply to a Divine Feminine. This won't be for everyone, but for some of them, they may be a free Divine Feminine that you are already dating or connecting with other masculines that they might see as competition. This may actually be the case. You may have moved forward with your life. You might be doing this, dating, connecting with other masculines in your life. And again, only take this if it resonates with you. This won't be for everyone. Regardless, there are these feelings of competition, insecurity that I sense surfacing from time to time within this Divine Masculine. Feeling a little shaky sometimes, a little unsure of themselves, of whether they can overcome whatever they perceive this competition to be, whether it's in life or in love. But now I do want to speak to this masculine's higher self. So what does this masculine's higher self want to say here? Let's pull a traditional tarot card for this. Three of Pentacles in the reverse position. And I am going to channel a message from this really quick. Just give me 1 second here. A third party may be causing friction, lack of focus or collaboration, lack of harmony, making it difficult to complete a project, but I heard making it difficult to reach a reunion state. So what I'm really getting from this card, and I am going to channel a bit more clarification, I feel this masculine's higher self coming in with a strong energy of regrets and apology. It's almost as though his higher self is apologizing for the behavior of his 3D physical self, saying, I know that whether this was in the form of a person, of another relationship, or a behavior pattern, I brought friction into our beautiful soul connection because I allowed myself to succumb to old cycles and patterns that I was unwilling in the past to break free from. And I know that in some cases, I also see this masculine saying, I know that this may have caused you, Divine Feminine, to move forward with your life, to feel the need to pull away. For some, this is, again, connecting potentially with other people, dating, whatever the case is, and only take what connects. But I feel this masculine's higher self saying, I admire you, divine feminine, rising in your power and confidence with angel of strength upright. I hear a masculine here calling the feminine his angel. That might resonate with someone specifically. But with fourth chakra upright, I hear him also saying, my heart is opening. My heart is opening, and in the process, adjacent possibilities reversed, I'm realizing there is no other path forward but my highest timeline, but aligning with my highest version of self. I see all other options and possibilities I may have pursued in the past or believed were options in the past. I'm now realizing they were only the illusion of options, because the only option is aligning with my highest version of self, aligning with my soul's mission here on earth, connecting with that high vibrational frequency of love that I feel flooding my being. And the greatest block to that has been, I feel this masculine's higher self speaking to these sacral wounds that are being activated. I'm really hearing that word activated, could also be triggered. This masculine feeling triggered at times, as the sacral chakra is a main point of focus, of healing, especially in the work being done upon him by these ascended masters in the 5D. How is this masculine sacral chakra being healed? Walking away in the reverse position. So this could speak to fear of abandonment, a masculine facing fear of abandonment. But the ironic thing is, for many masculines, I'm picking up that it was their very fear of being abandoned, fear of being left alone, that caused them to manifest that abandonment by pushing the divine feminine away emotionally, causing her to potentially ultimately walk away or need to disconnect for a period of time in the physical. And I see this abandonment wound being, again, a major point of sacral chakra healing for this masculine at this time. And that is why his higher self is stepping in to speak on it here. So I am going to reshuffle the cards, and I now want to speak to the divine feminine. So what does the divine feminine's higher self want to say here? Storm warning in the reverse position. I am clearing the storms. Wow, what a synchronistic card to come out when we just spoke on the karmic cloud around this feminine that she incarnated here on earth to clear. What else does this divine feminine's higher self want to say? Caring connections in the upright position. I will no longer accept a love that does not fully see me, support me, that does not stabilize and materialize itself into physical form. I am releasing my fears with anxiety reversed and connecting more with my higher self, with the divine, and trusting where I am led from that space of divine intuition rather than trying to control the timing or the outcomes. And I feel this applying for the divine feminine in all areas of her life. Wow, very, very beautiful messages coming through this reading. I do want to pull one final card from the Rumi Oracle here. So what is one final message for all of the beautiful souls connecting with this reading? And of course, two cards came out here. The Dissolving Lights and Layla. So I'm going to go ahead and read from the Layla card. This oracle brings a message. You are moving through a period of not knowing, of time in the great void or womb of the Divine Mother. It is in this place the seed can crack open and take roots. This cannot happen in the lights where all is seen and recognized. It must happen in the darkness where only trust can assure one of success. So thank you so much to all of you who are tuned into this reading. I would love to know in the comments on Patreon if anything here resonated with you personally. Otherwise, I am sending you so much love, and I am looking forward to seeing you again in Friday's Patreon reading.